Hey, do you guys remember where we were when we started working on the song? I remember being on the back of a bus.
I remember being
A
on
tour
a bus
bus.
too.
Oh, is
Yep.
that right?
Yep.
I didn't
And
remember
I was
remember
playing the track over a computer, I think it was. I was holding up like a phone, but it was actually a computer. And we were writing to that track, and that's when we first started working on it.
Well,
Back of the bus.
I remember this was when we realized we had chemistry all together. Because up until
Yeah.
this
that's right,
record,
yeah.
I mean, Matt and I had written together since we were just out of high school, but we didn't know what chemistry we'd have with all of us because
With
you guys had
everybody.
just joined the band, and
Yeah.
people might not even realize like we have a tie that goes way back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So Dan and I, he had just joined the band, and he had been in another band called Mainstay, and so they were touring with the Afters, and we became friends. And we're sitting around in the dressing room one day, and we're talking about our families. And he mentioned that he had lived in Dallas, which is where I grew up.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, my parents went to Bible school in Dallas." I said, "Oh, where'd they go?" He said, "CFNI." I said, "My parents went to CFNI."
That's
And he
crazy.
said, "Well, we lived in married housing." We lived in married housing.
Yeah.
So we both
Yeah.
got on the phone with our moms, and we figured out that we were there at the same time.
Same time.
And there was only 8 units in married housing. And
Yeah.
so we had to have known each other. So Dan realizes there was only one memory that he had from that time.
So yeah, and so what's crazy about it? Let me give the backstory to just show you how crazy this is. As soon as my mom and dad were done with college, they moved to Minnesota. So my whole life I grew up in Minnesota. Obviously Minnesota, Texas, very separate, no connection. So yeah, meeting Josh and whatnot. And so yeah, we're rehashing all this. And I said, man, I only have like one memory from being a kid in Texas. And I remember playing on this little playground and this little kid getting covered in fire ants. And his mom like ripping all his clothes off and throwing them in the bathtub.
And I was like, what?
Josh goes,
I was that kid. That was me.
Think about that. Like,
I mean,
what are the
this is-
chances?
This is 25 years later
Yes.
we meet. Yeah.
What are the chances
That's
of that?
Oh,
really
I
crazy.
sat in this giant mound of fire ants, and my mom comes out there just panicking and rips all of my clothes off.
She lifted you up.
Yep. Lifted.
See what I did there?
Out of
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I didn't.
See what I did there?
Yes.
And that's how we wrote this song.
Inspired by the fire.
That's crazy.
Oh, it all started
Oh
when we were
my
just little
gosh.
toddlers.
Yeah.
That's so
That was
funny.
crazy. This
This
is a
is-
fun one. This is a fun
song.
to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my how I joined the Afters too is a crazy story because I had just come out of a band that ended, and literally the next day I got a call from Josh asking me to learn 11 songs
Hey,
and
dude,
come play a
we have a show in a couple
3
days.
days.
Can you learn?
And what's
11 songs?
crazy is the Afters were my favorite band at the time.
Oh, stop.
I'm serious.
He was dreaming big.
I'm serious. It was like a total. I was like freaking out because my first band ended.
I remember too that we got together for rehearsal, but we didn't know each other that well yet.
Yeah.
So instead of rehearsing, we all went out to like talk and get to know each other, and then we realized, wait, we haven't run through all the songs. But you knew it. You nailed the first show. That was great.
Yeah.
We were like,
Killed it.
rehearsing, that's cool. Let's get tacos.
Yeah. Tacos, rehearsing.
There you go.
Tacos.
There you go.